after Grogu was tragically stolen from the Mando and Boba Fett reclaimed his prized armor, he showed Din Djarin an orange holo-display with the history of both himself and his father, Jango Fett, as a Mandalorian foundling. This chain code also recognized some really awesome lore about Jango Fett's origins and his connection to Mandalore. I'm going to break down everything on Boba Fett's chain code and translate it all to something more readable so we can uncover what they mean for Boba Fett's past. Before we get into it, make sure to smash the subscribe button for more awesome Star Wars lore content. A chain code is basically a non-corruptible, irreversible system which allows data to be stored about a person or an object with absolute certainty that the data has not been modified without authorization. Many bounty targets around the galaxy had chain codes created on them in order to help track them, but Boba's was just a simple orange display built into the arm guard of his armor and contains information about his family history and culture. So I'm going to translate every piece of information from Boba's awesome orange chain code. Starting from the top of the chain code, we have the word Fett. This one obviously doesn't need much explanation, but Fett is the family name of Boba and is probably stored on the chain code to identify him as a member of Clan Fett, seeing as this episode pretty solidly hinted that Boba may be accepted into the Mandalorian creed considering his father was a foundling. Following that is the word Boba. Again, this one explains itself. Boba is the given name to the son of Jango Fett after he was created as an unaltered clone by the Kaminoan cloners on Kamino. The next line of the chain code says something pretty interesting. It says, Father Fett. Obviously, we know that Jango is the father of Boba, but it's possible that the reason this is on the chain code is so that Boba can identify himself as the son of Jango to other Mandalorians, as he did state that the chain code has been actively stored in the armor for many years. But then again, in canon, we haven't really seen Boba do this at all, so let me know what you think it may be there for. After that, the next line is very slightly cut off, but it says something absolutely awesome. It says, Mentor Jasper. This is of course a reference to the man himself, Jasper. Jasper is a character from Star Wars Legends who saved the life of a local farmer's son on Concord Dawn after the Death Watch violently attacked the boy's home. This boy that he saved, however, happened to be Jango Fett himself. Jasper soon took on Jango and raised him as his son until the fateful battle of Quarter 6, a barren planet in the Inner Rim, where Jasper was ambushed by the Death Watch and horribly backstabbed by his second in command, leading to his death at the hands of Tor Vizsla, the first leader of the Death Watch. So with the words Mentor Jasper being on Boba's chain code, I'm not sure if he's talking about his father or if Jasper's death in canon is being retconned and Jasper was able to mentor Boba himself. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Next on the chain code is the name of the planet, Concord Dawn. Concord Dawn was a planet in the Mandalore sector of the galaxy and was last seen in Star Wars Rebels. It also happened to be the homeworld of Fen Rau, the leader of the Mandalorian Royal Guard, also known as the Protectors, Jango Fett himself, and weirdly enough, also Reiko Hardeen, who was the man that Obi-Wan pretended to be during the Clone Wars in order to stop a plot to kill the Chancellor. Now, because Concord Dawn is on this list, it may hint that the previous line about Jasper is actually referring to him being the mentor of Jango instead of Boba, which would line up with the Jango Fett Open Seasons comic. And let me know down below if you've read that one. After that, it simply says the year, followed by the words took into. I'm guessing this is related to the next line which says foundling. If these are connected, it would pretty strongly suggest that these last few lines are referring to Jango and his experience becoming a foundling and being under the mentorship of Jasper. And let me know down below if you want me to cover the Jango Fett Open Seasons comics, as they are pretty awesome. So that is the full translation and breakdown of Boba Fett's chain code. Thanks so much for watching, really hope you enjoyed. Cheers guys, hope to see you in the next one.